Oh, hey, Hoochie Mama.
I feel like such a hoochie.
I know, so do I. Love it. Look at my peaches.
I feel like we're back in Cabo on that trip we took with the guy.
No, I feel the same way. I mean, this is basically what I wore this for my 21st birthday, and then whenever we went to Cabo, I forgot how old we were then.
That was our 30th birthday.
Ooh,
Yeah.
damn, this is getting some good mileage.
It's funny how much when you put on the old stuff, you actually, like I put lip liner on.
Yeah.
I haven't used lip liner. I tried to find like my old, the colors we used back then. They were kind of like mauve pink.
Oh, yeah. And then I did the Miami look with my little colorful earrings.
Ingenious LENK look for less.
I'm so excited.
We decided this show to go back in time just like he does in his LENK look for less.
Exactly.
Should we give it a go?
Yes.
Okay.
It's Throwback Thursday time with April and Mercedes.
Welcome to Throwback Thursday time. I'm Mercedes YVETTE.
And I'm April WILKNER.
Today we welcome Tom LENK.
Tom is an incredible comedian and accidental Instagram superstar who is known by many for his ingenious creation, the LENK look for less.
His Instagram photos and videos have hundreds of millions of views, are praised by celebs like Busy Phillips, and even earned him a profile piece in the coveted New York Times style section.
Most importantly, he just cracks me and Mercedes up and makes us piss our pants every time.
Pretty much. He's hilarious and he's my hero.
Yeah, and you never know what he's going to come up with next. Including today, we, for the first time, have no idea what our throwback photo is going to be because we've left it in Tom's very capable hands to see what he's come up with. And we, if you can't tell, we definitely dressed for the era, so we're really taking you back in time today.
I feel like I'm 20 all over again.
Oh yeah, we actually wore this stuff in the 2000s and still have it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, do I hear a knock at the door?
Oh, is he knocking? No more doorbell? He would knock. I think Tom's a knocker.
Here we go. Should we let him in?
Yes, please. We're so excited to have you, Tom. We're both huge fans of yours, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm so honored. I've actually been watching the show. You guys, like, as you've been posting it on Instagram, I'm like, oh my God, this show's so good. So
Oh, thanks. Well,
on it.
we were so excited to have you on because of all that you do, and you're an amazing actor and you're so much fun. So thanks for coming on.
Oh my God, please.
Hey, where's your drink, Tom?
Right here.
Let's cheers.
Cheers. Woo!
Welcome. What are you drinking?
Iced coffee. Is that okay?
Yeah,
Of course.
I'm coffee.
I'm kombucha. I'm getting my little buzz on. So let's jump right into your throwback photo, Tom, the headshot edition.
It's technically from the late 90s, but I was using it in like 2000.
That's amazing.
And an Academy Award winner actually took this photo.
Who?
Dustin Lance Black, who wrote the movie Milk.
Oh,
He's
wow.
a writer and director, and he was in film school. He had just graduated from film school at UCLA and was friends with a bunch of friends of mine.
Wow.
And we were doing a production of Into the Woods, and we're all like, we need headshots.
What I love about it, Tom, is the POV of it reminds me of every intro in the 90s show. Like, remember 90210 when they'd all be like, and they pivot up.
Yeah, like,
Yes.
and also, wait, details, sloppy border. Remember sloppy border?
Oh, yes.
You're too young for sloppy border, but that was a big thing. I remember also this sweater was my favorite sweater that I got. I think it's Structure. And
Structure was the bomb.
it was very, it looked like the sweater that they wore in Rent.
I love it. Very handsome. Very throwback.
Thanks.
I mean, that's the biggest throwback we've had on the show.
Woo!
And our first headshot. So,
Ooh.
Tom, you've created so many iconic celebrity look-alike personas that April and I are huge fans of. Our personal favorites are Leah Michelle, Lady Gaga, who else? J Lo, Celine Dion.
It's funny how sometimes, you know, you don't realize how much joy you bring into other people's lives. And
Oh,
like,
that's so sweet.
We're
There.
bringing sunshine into people's homes.
Look, we need a little bit of it right now.
Yes.
The thing I like about it is that, you know, for the format of Instagram, as we all know, can be a real nightmare. You know, I personally have unfollowed all of those like influencers with the perfect, you know, like perfectly lit everything at all times and their perfect life. Like it's just a format that encourages being perfect. And what I loved about doing the LENK Look for Less was that it was about not being perfect and just like putting it out there. And here's an assignment for myself I can do every day if I want, and just whip it out. Not whip it out, but whip it together. And I may whip it out, who knows? And just like, you know, be creative. And it's anyone that's been in kindergarten can do this. Like this is a skill that anyone can do, but I think so many of us have let our inner child go dead inside. And so it's a nice thing just like to be creative. And since I've seen so many people who've now started doing it themselves, and you know, the Vogue turned it into a challenge recently for the virtual Met Gala and that whole thing. So I think it's cool that like, yeah, we should all be doing it and be creative and get off our phones and get off of our technology, but then get back on it and follow the three of us on Instagram.
Yeah.
Am I right, ladies?
I agree. Because we're all actors here, but we also like April paints, you know, you do the look for less and create beautiful designs out of everyday items. And I used to be a jewelry designer and still do once in a while, but I think it's important, like you said, to keep on staying creative and not worrying about what the Joneses are doing, and like let inspiration come from everywhere. And that's what I love about your designs, and I hope you don't stop. And I know that there are people watching, and you definitely, like your Tilda Swinton, like brightens my day every time I see it, because you incorporate your acting, you do the makeup, you do the hair, and then you have the whole ensemble that pulls it together.
Well, thank you. And for me now, like I'm trying to take it to the next level, which is now I want it to be a TV show, like Nailed It meets Project Runway, and I get to judge everyone else doing what I've been doing. So I've been working on that. Who knows if it'll happen?
Hey, we're putting it out there. We have only a certain amount of followers, but these followers are big, and they're directors and producers, so
they're powerful.
I love that idea. I think that's such a great idea. It's like I can picture the show in my head already.
I know, and I'm working on it right now with a couple of producers. So hopefully you just never know what will take off. I have a question for you guys though. Yeah. You know, painting, jewelry design. You know, when you have like acting as a job, you know, in some ways it's fun, and in some ways it could, like as a kid, start out as a thing that you do as a hobby, and then it turns into this career, and then it's like, oh, I do this really creative thing to make a living, but now I also need something that's a different creative outlet, because at a certain point when the creative thing turns into a job, there's so many things around it that go into it that are out of your control. You know, if you're going to get the job or not. So you do, like, I always think it's really important that you are writing or performing or doing something else that's not just going to the auditions. Do you find that that people are like trying to turn the thing that you like doing, just, you know, that started like for painting, jewelry design, obviously you want to like other people to see your painting, you want other people to wear your jewelry, but you don't want to turn it into this mass corporate business thing, the way that we're dealing with going to these auditions for these large companies. Do you find that people put the pressure on like, oh, well, you gotta get your painting up on this website, and you gotta get your jewelry on this famous lady needs to wear it. You're like, no, but what if I just do it because I want to? Like, how do you manage that?
I think it's an LA thing, first of all, because LA is all about coming here, making your dreams a reality, and everyone's trying to push you to get to the next level. So I think it's a specific geographic thing, because if you're living in the Berkshires in New York, you're just an artist, right? You're not in an entertainment town. So that's one. Two is that with jewelry, I actually did turn it into a business. So I did it for 5 years, and it was successful in my eyes. I wasn't in Bloomingdale's, but I sold to boutiques and I loved it. I found so much joy just creating every day. And three, usually when I started out as a model, and all the models are like, so what do I do? Do I just like look in the mirror all day and, like network with photographers? I was like, no, go do something else, because what makes you a good model is who you are as a person. So I think it's good to have these passions, and you don't necessarily have to turn it into a business. It's just what makes you so different from everyone else, which is why I love you so much. Yeah, there are people doing it, but nobody's doing it the way you're doing it, because you're incorporating acting, hair, makeup. Shit, I can't even do my makeup like you can. So it's like, it's so awesome that it's just a passion for you, and that's okay, and then if it turns into something else, then great, but that's how like my business started. Is I started jewelry with this girl, and then all of a sudden we started like, oh, can I wear that? And it happened organically. And I think that's the best things that evolve in a way.
And I totally understand what you're talking about, Tom, because I went through a similar thing. I started painting when I first moved to LA. I bought nothing. I was rescuing like broken down furniture on my street and painting on wood and just enjoying it. Like these koi fish are one of my first ones, and Buddha. And of course, everyone's like, you should go on Etsy. You should sell your work. You could really make money off this. So my compromise was I did put a lot of time into building a website and to pricing my items, but I decided the way I could keep it pure was that all the proceeds would go to charity.
Oh, so that's so cool.
It was my compromise. Yeah.
Yeah. It's such a weird thing. Also, like, it's so funny right now when we can't go in, well, there's some auditions happening. I've done a couple, through the computer, but there's no production really happening unless you're willing to fly to another state and all that. So at a time when like our jobs have come to a halt, I love when people are like, oh, well, you should try this, or you should do that. And I'm like, yeah, all my other interests are also creative things that take years. You have to put years of time into building a business and building relationships in order to turn that into not just a hobby, but into a career. And so it's just like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, maybe I need to go to accounting. Can my hobby be accounting now so that I can turn that into the business that makes the money? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud here.
And I think another great rule of thumb that I try to check in, especially with the acting, is to remember we're doing this. We came to LA to pursue this dream because it's supposed to be fun. So if you're not having fun anymore, then it's time to find something else. And on that note, we love to have fun here on the show. Should we play a game, Mercedes?
Yes, good segue, April.
Woo!
So Tom, we are going to play a game called
Time to play Who Am I?
Where you have to guess which throwback celebrity you've created or recreated we are referencing.
Okay.
Yes. We know your work well because, as I said, we're big fans. Okay. Round one. The popular tagline for these child actresses turned fashion entrepreneurs was, "You got it, dude."
That would be Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. Ding, 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 ding.
You got it, dude.
Yes.
And we love those outfits, by the way, that you recreated. All right, we're jumping into round 2. Are you ready, Tom?
Yes.
All right. This pop icon turned fashion mogul earliest chart-topping hit told the world to spice up your life. Shimmy to the left, shimmy to the right. Ah.
The Spice Girls, and the person you speak of would be Victoria Beckham,
Yes,
aka Posh Spice.
Correct.
Yes.
I love the boob work you did on her.
So what did I use? I used a balloon and some
Yes.
some sand shovels that I got at the 99-cent store.
Yeah, it's insane.
Also, having worked, I've done a couple food outfits. I did one, Sarah Jessica Pasta. I made her hair out of pasta. It was one of the first ones I did. But I made her outfit out of tortillas and vanilla wafers. The issue with crafting with food is that I couldn't figure out what glue would hold. Like, I couldn't get the tortillas to stick to any. I don't know what you're supposed to use. So my hat's off to the cabbage dress lady, because I don't know how she stuck all the...
Next time you're on set, you have to talk to food props.
Yes, food props would know.
They have a lot of, I've done a couple of commercials doing food, and then they're like, don't eat this part. And then they take hairspray and they're like, and I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, it makes it look shiny just by right here. And I'm like, okay.
So,
Wow, that's commitment. That's Meisner technique there.
Yeah.
So we always have a final question for all of our TT fam. And April and I are dying to know, where does all of your stuff go? Pantyhose, wigs, makeup, costumes.
Okay, so like normally in my normal situation, I have 8 sort of see-through bins, and I basically did sort of color order, like you remember Roy G. Biv, red, orange, yellow?
Oh, yeah.
I do Roy G. Biv color order, and I sort of limit my supplies to whatever can fit in those boxes. And so I put it back, color coded, regardless of what the materials are. And so I'll take apart the costumes, and if I've used an item more than like 2 or 3 times, then I toss it. It goes in the trash or in the recycling bin. The bins creates a limit to how much stuff there can be, because I don't need to be a hoarder. I'm single and I'm still trying to find a partner, so no one needs all that junk in their house, right?
Nobody needs all that junk.
And it's not gonna attract what I want to put out there. It's like, throw it all away. I have no attachments to these physical goods. Who needs them? So I did throw away most of the stuff. And I was like, why am I saving it? It's just garbage anyway.
Nobody needs a bag lady. Bag lady.
I don't want to be a bag lady.
Thank you so much for joining us and joining our Throwback Thursday time party. I know that our TTT fam is going to want to know where to follow you and catch up on all your shenanigans. Please tell them.
Oh, well, you can follow me at Tommy Lenk on Instagram, or at Tom Lenk on Twitter, or just close your eyes and summon me, and perhaps I'll show up telepathically to heal you. Once a week, can I kind of visit you guys all the time?
Always. You're always welcome at Throwback Thursday time.
Yeah.
Yay.
You can be a different character every time, so it'll be like we have a new guest every week.
Yes, I'll promise to dress up next time.
Yes, I love the Where's the Waldo look right now.
It's very Blue's Clues, don't you think?
Oh, yes, that's what it is. Blue's Clues. Let me get my son in here.
Blue's Clues meets retro Spice Girls, early 2000s girls' night out. That's what's happening here.
Yes.
For kids and adults.
Woo!
Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks for watching Throwback Thursday time, where we spill the tea.
And then we showed up in highly inappropriate club gear to our Tom party.
But we also appeal to kids and adults. Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's get it. It's Throwback Thursday time with April and Mercedes.